Hi and welcome to Earthtide Studios. We're here for another Tech Tuesday, and today I'm actually working on a drum cover that Sam Duncan is doing. This one is pretty cool. It's for a Periphery song named Garden in the Bones that we recorded a couple of weeks ago. Sam did an awesome job. But I'm actually mixing a guest solo on this one that one of his friends has sent through. And he's going to be featuring on this track as well. And I wanted to try something different when I was mixing the solo. I've actually got a plugin here from Kiive Audio, which is a brand new plugin company made by my friend Eddie over in Canada. And he's actually sent me a couple of cool plugins to check out. And today we're going to have a look at this one, which is a channel strip. And he's called it Filk Channel. Now, this is still a work in progress for this particular plugin. It sounds fantastic, but from what Eddie has told me, there's a couple of adjustments he wants to make in the UI. But I've just decided to throw this on the guitar solo, which I'll play for you right now, and we can hear how it's currently sounding in the mix. As you can tell, it's sounding pretty awesome. Now, definitely it helps that the solo was played very well and the drums really kick some ass. I mean, if we just have a quick look, just listening to the drums on their own, they sound awesome. No editing done there, just a little bit of sample reinforcement for Sam. He's done a killer job. But checking out this solo, this is what it's like on its own with nothing currently at the moment. It sounds awesome. It's been played very well, and you could definitely tell there's a lot of nuance in that playing style. I certainly can't play that good. But if we have a look here, what I've done first up is I've actually just put FabFilter Pro Q2 in front of the Filk channel, just so that I can have something so I can see what's happening with the audio waveform of the guitar before and after it hits the Filk channel. So let's load up the Filk channel, and let's also load up the FabFilter afterwards. Now, I've done a little bit of stuff after on here as well, but we're going to get rid of that for the moment, and we'll see what FabFilter looks like. Just make it a bit smaller. We'll go for a before and after so we can visually see, and then we'll do the Filk channel. So this over here is our before, and this is our after, and this is the Filk channel. So you can see I've actually done a couple of things here. The main thing to note is we've cleaned up the low end and we've made it brighter and gotten rid of a few other things as well. So let's actually just check out what's going on with the Filk channel itself. Now, I've got the pre-70 running on here. I believe this is just a preamp model, and it sounds pretty cool. I'm going to bypass everything else and just leave that running. Let's have a listen. It's just adding a little bit of warmth to it. It's really not doing too much, but it just gives it that little bit of extra analog vibe. Where this is really doing something is when we hit onto the EQ. So let's have a listen. I'm just going to leave this on, and we'll switch the EQ on and off. So it's quite a noticeable change. The main thing that you'll notice here is that I'm actually running, this is where the high pass and low pass filters sit. I actually think it looks kind of cool, kind of like a flathead screwdriver. We've got the high pass here running at 102 hertz. Now, I have been told that Eddie is going to update it so that you can double click and be able to type in whatever you want on these. But for the moment, I've just got that sitting at 102 hertz there, just rolling off a bit of low end. And then I've got the low pass here rolling off the high end after 12K, just because, as we saw on FabFilter, there's not that much need having that on there afterwards. Over here, we've got our high end here. This is kind of like obviously sort of a pool techie kind of EQ going on here. And so we've got at about 10K, just boosting about 2.5 dB. And then 2.2K, getting rid of just over a dB, and then at 225 or around 220 hertz or so, just pulling out a little bit of that muddiness there. So we'll just I'll show you exactly what those are doing there. So if you listen to, we'll do with the high end first. That's just giving it a little bit more poke and a little bit more shine. It's getting we're getting rid of a little bit of an annoying kind of tone, sitting at around about 2.2K. We'll have a listen to that. You don't want to roll off too much of that, though, because you're going to start to bury the guitar. And this one here is probably the most important one out of these three, just about 200 hertz, getting rid of a lot of mud. Have a listen to what happens when I push that up. It's just sounding much nicer there. And the last thing on the chain here that we've got is the compressor. You can also turn them off and on down here as well, by the way. So we'll turn that compressor on. We're doing a 2-to-1 ratio, and we're trying to roll with a little bit of compression. It ramps up as the solo goes. I mean, this is a solo. Obviously, it's going to be dynamic, but we're trying to avoid getting into the orange here. Let's have a quick listen to what's going on. So as you can see, it's sort of just tightening up the solo a little bit, making it sound a little bit more focused and making it sort of push out a little bit more. It's definitely going to help in the scope of the mix. We're going to go back to listening to everything running at the same time and then turn Filk Channel on and off. So as you can hear, it's really just giving it a little bit more lift. It's helping that solo really poke through, and it's giving it, more of a analog kind of vibe, which works really well with the style of solo and is definitely one of the cool things that this plugin does. I look forward to getting more updated versions of it from Eddie, and you guys can definitely check out Kiive Audio if you want to stay up to date with what's happening with this. There's a couple other ones that he's working on at the moment. I know it's very exciting. I'm pretty stoked as well. It's really cool to get your hands on a plug-in when it's in the middle of development. So, I'm pretty stoked about it, and I know Eddie is a really top guy, so that helps too. Also, don't forget we have a free vocal production course available that teaches you the basics of vocal recording, editing, and mixing. If you want that, just click the link below and you can grab that, as well as we've got some free multi-tracks for learning to mix as well. But most importantly, Thank you for checking out what we've got on here. If you like it, subscribe. But for now, take it easy. Burn it down and bring the